Alright, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start off saying all praise and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to our apostle, elders, great millstone, that taught us the truth, and peace and mercy be unto our Lord's elect out there that's teaching word, truth, and sincerity, and making their body to live in sacrifice for our Lord and Savior. Alright, I'm the brother Amar, got the brother
Shamaria, Shalom, Shalom.
Khan. We're doing a quick in transit, and it's kind of gonna be like a mini land back lesson off the elder Yasharawamba. It's a lesson he did a while ago, talking about how to find out you're Israelite. It's not all peaches and cream, because once you find out you're Israelite, like the elders are going into, you know, it's a nice thing. You know what I mean? It's great to find out that you know who the people of the Bible that did those wonderful things. You know, they look like you, and now that they look like you, they are your people and stuff like that. And then you get to find out like things you know, about your heritage, man. Like it's a good thing and a good feeling to know that, you know, you descend from royal bloodline and stuff like that, and that you that the kingdom is for you, and you get the, you know, thousands of wives and all this other stuff. And Esau going to slavery, you gonna have slaves. But what a lot of our people don't like to take into account is the bitter side of the truth, man. You know? You wanna say something?
Yeah, basically this truth is really, like our apostles say all the time, this truth is all about suffering.
Yeah.
Every prophet, believer, you know, anybody who took part in this ministry, in this doctrine, suffered.
Yeah.
And they bared it too. You know, they endured that suffering. And at the later end, guess what? It worked out all good, and then they favored for them, for those prophets, for those men.
Yeah, you start off with Psalms 119 and now 103.
All right, come. In Psalms chapter 119, verse 103. How sweet are thy words unto my taste, yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth.
Right, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, once you find out the truth, you know what I mean, it is a sweet thing to know, you know what I mean? Like, dang, man, that's, you know, man, I'm a son of God, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? The king, I'm getting the kingdom, you know what I mean? In the kingdom, I have thousands of wives, all that's what's up. I'm gonna have slaves, that's what's up. And on top of that, you get spiritual power. You're like, you get find out all that, bro, you be like, shit, you know what I'm saying? But like, we're gonna kind of dive into some of the bitter parts of it, man. Like, the bitter part about that, like, before all that even happened, you gotta teach this word, man. And when you teach this word, man, you pretty much gotta put in time with the word, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how you level up, that's how you gain wisdom. You gotta read, you know what I'm saying? And then when you read and you learning knowledge, and then with the knowledge you get to apply the wisdom that you learn, you know what I'm saying? And that's the things that's part of bitterness too. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times when you read, man, you know, you read for hours, bro. You know what I mean? You stand up, you gotta stop at you say you don't know something in the scriptures, it might be a particular word or a name that you don't know. Now you gotta stop reading that chapter, go look up some history, and it's like, you know, it's just a whole and that right there, that right there is kind of annoying, because it deters you away from the scriptures just a little bit, because you gotta dig through history. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
scriptures say that finding out the precepts is a wearisome labor of the mind.
Yeah, it damn sure is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go to
Proverbs.
Yeah, Proverbs.
Proverbs chapter 24, verse 13. My son, eat thou honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to thy taste.
Right. Now, if you notice, we read 2 scriptures so far regarding honey. You know what I mean? And now, if you don't know what that's referring to, the verses broken down. He said, the first one you read said, thy words it was sweet, pretty much as honey. You know what I'm saying? So it's referring to the scriptures. That's what the honey is, man. All right. And like I said, it's referring to, like, a metaphor, if you will, how this truth is sweet to you once you find out, you know, the nice part about it, man, the good things about it. And that's what we about to get into with Revelation, the 10th chapter, man. You can get that real quick.
It's Revelation chapter 10, verse 9. It says, and I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, and it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
Right, and that eating it up part is talking about, you know what I mean, consuming it, digesting it, but not literally. You know what I mean? It's a spiritual thing. That's why they got that saying in the world, food for thought. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing where you read, you know what I mean, and then you try your best to apply the things that you read, and that's pretty much what it's going into. You know what I'm saying?
Because the word is compared into bread.
Yeah.
This is spiritual bread.
Yeah.
And spiritual water.
Yep.
So you got to eat the spiritual bread in order to gain that spirituality, that relationship with the Most High. Because Yahweh Shai said, I come in the volume of the book.
Yep.
In order to know Yahweh Shai and to be a joint heir to him, you got to learn of him. Like the scriptures say, learn of me.
Yep.
Take upon ye my yoke, for I am lowly and meek in spirit, roughly paraphrasing.
Yep.
So we got to read the scripture. We got to study it and apply it.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way you gonna know about the how else you gonna know about it. In order for you even to know about the honey, you gotta read. You know what I'm saying? Because without prior to us reading, I mean, of course, we heard it with the elders. Probably, you probably heard the elders speaking about it. You know what I'm saying? Then you heard it, but you gotta read through these scriptures to even know about the honey. You know what I'm saying? And then you start learning about the bitter part, you know what I mean? How we went into captivity, so forth and so on, and then how Jacob's trouble coming. That's part of the bitter part, man. Yeah. The bitter part about this thing is that in order to even receive the kingdom in the first place, we gotta catch holy hell, man. And then they'll tell them what's about to happen, you know what I mean? Because Esau's about to get ready to start making these moves to where you don't know what predicament or what place you're gonna be put into, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of this shit that's happening in the media now, you know what I mean, you start to see Esau starting to rev it up. You know what I'm saying? So
it's not like the Lord ain't prepare us for what's about to come.
Yeah.
The Lord gave us the upper hand, the higher advantage over these devils. He gave us the guidelines of what to do in these times. He let us know, look, this is what's about to happen.
Yep.
This, that, such and such, third, in order. This prophecy gonna happen. Then this prophecy gonna happen. Then this prophecy gonna happen. So when this happen, do this. And, in the time of persecution, flee here. When the enemy come down upon you, greet the adversary quickly. So the Lord giving us the guidelines on what to do to be able to survive these times. And it's in the scriptures. The only way you're gonna be able to, learn those things and be able to apply it is if you read, consider, and take heed.
Yep.
And then ultimately you gotta pray that the Lord give you the wisdom and knowledge to even understand what you read.
Yep.
It say verse 10, Revelation chapter 10, verse 10. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand, and I ate it up. And it was in my mouth sweet as honey, and as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter.
Right, so digger your honey part, you know what I mean? So now, you know what I mean, you came to the conclusion, if you didn't already, that once you consume the word, and he referred to it as a roll and all that, like even if you read Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter, the 3rd chapter, he said, eat this roll, you know what I'm saying? So, at first, like I said, it's nice, you know what I mean? That's why it's sweet. Because even sweet food, you know what I mean? When you eat sweet food, it's comforting food. You know what I'm saying? But when you eat some bitter shit like horseradish root, we just talking about that. Horseradish root, mustard greens, just bitter herbs, you know what I mean? It's not necessarily pleasant. Like you kind of, you don't really want to eat it.
Yeah. It take you out your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And you gotta be out you gotta force yourself to step out your comfort zone a lot of times in this truth.
Yep.
Because Jacob's trouble, Satan gonna be testing you out of your comfort level.
Yeah.
He gonna be tempting you when you discomforted, when you at your weakest, lowest of your lowest points. That's where Satan gonna come, try to get you to do this, try to put this thought in your head.
Yep.
Act on that.
Yeah.
But if you used to being, if you're used to being outside your comfort zone, do you know how to deal with that?
Yeah, and a lot of people, and some brothers got accounts where they see spirits, you know what I'm saying? But when we say Satan fucking with you, is in your mind, you know what I mean? You can't physically see him, but it's things that Satan do, or he hop on people to do particular things, and you know it, you like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? So you being spiritual, you gotta perceive these things, even when it's yourself. You going off.
That's the hardest part, especially when it's yourself.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you may think Cause we in the flesh.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times we want to be right in our own minds.
Yep.
So you may think you doing this, you doing it the right way. In actuality, you doing it contrary to the Most High's liking.
Yeah.
And this Satan in your head the whole time, leading you do this, do that.
Yep.
And you don't catch it until after you did this shit.
Yeah. That the scriptures say, there's a way which seemeth right unto a man,
Yeah.
but the end thereof is the ways of death. Like the brother said, you can be doing particular things you think you right, but you know, just like Jake in the world, Jake think they ain't going off eating
Right.
pork and all that. In their mind, it's like they right, but Satan got them going all the way off, man. But you can go ahead and finish that out.
Verse 11, it says, and he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples.
Yeah, no, that was it. Yeah,
Con.
this last verse. But last scripture, the Proverbs 25 and 16. Then that's it.
Oh, yeah. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times, and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
It's like, what was that? I said 25.
Oh, Salaki.
Yeah, 25. Yeah.
Proverbs chapter 25, verse 16.
Yeah.
It says, thou hast found honey. Salaki.
Yeah.
Proverbs chapter 25, verse 16. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomited.
Right. Because we, like I said, it's all going into the honey, which is referring to the scriptures. And that's another thing too. You gotta understand as you get further into the truth, you gotta do things that work for you. You know what I mean? Some brothers like the elders, like, you know what I mean. Some like the elders, like the portion that they got, they can take on more. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the measure that they got. And you know, us being younger brothers in the truth, you know what I mean. No matter if it's 2 years, 3 years, you know what I mean, even 10 years, that's still young. You know what I'm saying? We can't handle particular things like the elder brothers can, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, eat thou honey, as thou found honey, eat thou what?
It says, eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomited.
Right. So basically, just do what you can do, and don't go outside of that. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, you can be doing too much. You know what I mean? Some brothers do too much, man. You know what I mean? Like, you can't live like another brother live. You know what I mean? You see some brothers in the truth, they live particular lifestyles, and it might work for them. You know what I mean? Like, some brothers give you some brothers can work 2 jobs and still be in the truth, and you know what I mean, still work around it. Some brothers can have a family, and it work for them. They can still be in the truth, and vice versa. But you just gotta know what works for you and eat what's according to your measure. You know what I'm saying?
Right, you gotta find your lane in this
There
truth.
you go. Yep.
Because the Lord parted every brother a certain type of spirit to have and a certain type of a lot to fulfill.
Yeah, perfect.
You know, so you gotta figure out what the Lord got your lot in this truth at.
Yeah.
And that's where that balance come in too.
Yep. Yeah, that was perfect analogy. Like, you gotta find your lane. You know what I'm saying? Because even the disciples in the ancient world, they some like Peter, certain disciples had families, and some of them didn't. Like Paul, he didn't have a woman. That was the Lord's lot, and that would make him thrive in the truth, and that would make his lot work for him. Paul, let's say if the Lord gave Paul a wife, it probably would have threw him off a little bit. Or let's say certain disciples, the ones that did have families, they needed that to help them. You know what I mean? So whatever worked for you, the Lord know how to do it, man. So if you're a brother that get blessed with a family, a woman, or a kid, you know what I'm saying, maybe that Lord want that, because that might be something that helps you. You know what I'm saying? Or you might be a brother, you know what I mean, that, like me personally, I don't got kids and shit like that. Like, maybe that would have been a, you know what I mean, a hindrance for me. So you just gotta know what worked for you, and you gotta be spiritual enough to see these things, man. But was that it? Or
yeah, that was all.
Hey, with that, man, we're going to give our praise and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Barakar Kadash. Double honor to the apostle, elders, great millstone, peace and mercy be unto the Lord's elect. Shalom.
Shalom.